Thank you very much. I just wanted to say, the outgoing CS, we want to thank you for your commitment in assisting to put this team in place. You have expressed patriotism that though you are outgoing, you did not just walk away and say, let other people come and take care of it. And you have been very committed and you have really assisted in getting this team to get to work. Asante sana. And I want to assure you, we are not in a hurry to get rid of you. Take your time. This is your country, this is your government. And although there will be an incoming CS, I am sure you hold his hand, and you are a senior citizen who has served this country with distinction. And when need arises and we need your input and advice, I'm sure the President will be able to call upon you to come and help us. I agree we may be similar in many instances in talking our mind. The only difference is that the government you served, you could not talk openly without reprieve. The one I serve is an open government. You say what you must say, and you say the truth as it is. Professor Munavu and your team, the way the outgoing CS has said, tell us the truth, raw as it is, and don't look back. We are not interested in being praised and being told what we want to hear. Please listen to the people of Kenya and come up with a report that reflects what Kenyans want and what they feel, however bitter it is. You know, in the previous administration, all meetings of this level and other levels, all the people who are making contributions belong to a praise and worship team. We are not interested in praise and worship. All of us have praise and worship teams in the churches where we go on Sunday. For the purposes of assisting President William Ruto and the government, those who have been given duties, please be frank and be true, because truth sets everybody free. And you cannot build a country on lies and burying your head in the sand. We must confront the challenges ahead of us, and the only way to confront those challenges is to be truthful and factual. So we are looking upon this team to go around the country, listen to everybody. The Ruto administration believes in continuous engagement to enrich his leadership. President William Ruto is clear that when he has a good idea, he is prepared to listen from anybody, from any Kenyan for a better idea. And his good idea and that better idea from other Kenyans combined will make the best idea for this country. None of us has monopoly of knowledge. Not President William Ruto, not I, not Ezekiel Machogu. Nobody in this country has monopoly of knowledge. It is therefore our management style to have continuous engagement with Kenyans, professionals, businessmen, Kenyans of all walks of life who know one or two things to enrich our thinking so that we can lead this country to prosperity. I want to assure the educational sector players who are here, the professors, the teachers, the education officials, the government of President William Ruto has no intention whatsoever to invite you to help us in our politics. We have no such intention. Just do your work. And your work is to look after our children, to educate them, take care of them, and prepare them for the future. What was happening in the previous administration will not happen for the time we will be in office. Let everybody do what you are good at. Let the teachers teach. Don't invite them to help you in politics. And I want to say, we are aware there are teachers in Kirinyaga and elsewhere who were punished when they refused to sell Project Azimio. That issue will be addressed. Those teachers must be given back their dignity because it is wrong. I want to assure you that you shall get your respect from the President and I and our team. Never will it happen in this country under our leadership when we go to an institution and dress down a teacher or a lecturer in front of students and pupils, as happened to Professor Inaina in Kenyatta University. It will never happen. The teachers of this country, the lecturers, must be given their due respect and dignity. And where there are issues that we need to raise with them, we shall call them in the privacy of our offices and discuss the issues and the challenges, and in a dignified manner come up with a solution. I don't think it is right to lecture, to dress down a teacher in front of his students. It is not right, and that will not happen in our administration. I want to give you that assurance. And therefore, as I wind up, let me also confirm, for the avoidance of doubt, because the Star newspaper, you keep on twisting what we say, so that if you want to twist, you can go ahead and twist. The CBC is not being repealed. What this good team is doing is to look at it, get the views of stakeholders and the people of Kenya to keep and improve what is good and to address challenges of where there could be weaknesses for our children. That is the position. Number two, we had our plan, our manifesto, our educational charter. There are several things that we promised the teachers. The issue of delocalization that has destroyed families. The Ruto administration is for a strong family unit to keep families together, especially more so of those teachers and those Kenyans who are headed to retirement. We want to assist them to prepare for retirement. We'll be engaging with the TSC next week so that the issue of delocalization is dealt with once and for all. And teachers who are taken to places and their families put in an awkward situation, that matter is addressed so that we build strong family ties for a stronger nation. We also made a promise of employing 116,000 teachers in 2 years. We are having an engagement with the TSC and the Ministry of Education next week to roll out a program on how that will be achieved progressively. Of course, in very difficult circumstances. I said during Inauguration Day, and some Kenyans had an issue that I'm too truthful, and I should not be truthful when they are visitors. But truth is truth, whether they are visitors or whether we are locals. I want to reiterate once more, for the avoidance of doubt, we have inherited a dilapidated economy, and we have work to do to turn around the economy of this country. And we'll be calling upon all of you to bear with us because it is not easy. We are having a big challenge in terms of raising funds for government programs because all the money we are collecting from Treasury, all of it is going to service public debts and to pay salaries. And therefore, there are many measures that will be taken to address that situation. But I want to give you hope. Last night, the President and I sat with the KRA for 7 hours. We parted at midnight to agree on how we collect more revenue so that we can collect about 3 trillion shillings by the end of the year to be able to fund our current and development budget. So don't give up. All is not lost. Despite the fact that we have a difficult situation, we are working on it, and everybody is coming along. And in the fullness of time, we will turn around the economy of this country. First and foremost, in the first 2 years, God willing, to return Kenya where President Mwai Kibaki left us, and progressively turn around the economy to improve the quality of lives and put money in the pocket of everybody, including teachers and educational stakeholders, so that people can improve their quality of life. So mimi nimeshukuru sana. I'm also a product of good education. So when I'm here, I'm very happy. If I did not go to school, I'm not sure I would be here. I would be in a village somewhere called Wamunyoro. The name doesn't sound very nice, Professor. But that is where I came from. And it is also possible for you to come from an unknown village and go somewhere. Dr. William Ruto was selling chicken. He went to a primary school called Kamagut. He had no shoes. Today he is the President of the Republic of Kenya. Yeah? By two things, God's will and good, sound education. So we have a duty as leaders to do everything within our power to give our peoples and our learners a similar environment that we were given by our parents and the government then, so that one day those little children in primary school in standard 2 and 3, one day they can be here as deputy president, they can be State House as president by getting good and quality education. So, Professor Munafu, you have a job to do, and I have requested you kindly invite the members of the National Assembly to come and present. The reason why I recommend that you involve the members of the National Assembly is that collectively they have a budget every year of about 42 billion, and 90% of that money goes to education. So it is important that you bring them on board, seek their views, so that when we implement the reforms that you shall recommend to government, the members of the National Assembly and the National Government Constituency Development Fund is part of that intervention. It is good to bring them on board because they control huge amounts of money meant for the educational sector. And if we have synergy with the members of the National Assembly, that whatever recommendations you are making, they are also part of those recommendations. I have no doubt in my mind they will be very happy because they are very passionate about education to put that 40 billion or so to assist us in whatever recommendations you shall come up with. So I really want to wish you well. Please listen to everybody. This country is a democratic country. Everybody has a right to say what you want. Talk to everyone. Talk to the unions. Talk to KEPSHA. Talk to KESHA. Talk to the teachers in primary schools. Talk to people in ECD. Talk to the private schools. Talk to people in special schools. Talk to anybody who cares to say something about education. And I also ask the people of Kenya, please don't stay at home and criticize the recommendations when they are pronounced, yet you are not available to come and say something. Because the people of Kenya have that problem. They stay at the shopping centers and criticize everything there. You know, and yet when they are called to say something, they don't say. But they are the first ones to criticize anything that has been rolled out. I'm inviting all critics, including the press. We also want to hear your views. Don't just sit on Sunday and write columns criticizing what has been proposed. Prepare a paper as the people of the fourth estate and come to this working party and present what you think can help this country in matters of education. So ile wajuaji yote wanajua mambo ya masomo, hii ndio nafasi yenu, mulete hiyo ujuaji iangaliwe na ifanyiwe kazi. Don't just sit there and criticize everything. Is that not what happens? No, I went to a secondary school called Irori outside my home, and we had Harambe there. And it's only women who are there, like 90%, and myself and a few other men who are feeling very intimidated. All the men, and they are the father of the children, who are at the shopping center. And because the loudspeakers were very loud, they were there. So ukitoa 20,000 nasema hapana, hiyo ametoa kidogo, kwa nini yaongezi? And them, they are the trading center criticizing every donation, and they are not part of the process. So we want to ask the people of Kenya, please don't be bystanders in this process. Don't wait for the recommendations to be critics. It is time for now. If you have something that you think can help our educational sector, if you have anything you think can be put in the recommendations as our reform process to have a better education system for our children, it is a time for you to come out and say so. Once the system of listening has been shut, you keep quiet forever and don't say anything about it. But you have an opportunity, and I'm sure this team will accord you the opportunity to come and say what you need to say. Kwa hayo mengi, asanteni sana. Mungu awabariki na tunawatakia mema. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Your Excellency.